Incredible. I mean, what the ruling was, what the John Roberts court ruled this morning, the six bastards on the court, not the three sensible people who happen to be, all three of them happen to be female, but the court handed the toilet rat victories in his determination that he is going to decide who gets to come to this country and who doesn't, and who in this country gets to stay and who has to leave. The result of this ruling today will mean thousands of people, hundreds of thousands, will now be deported. And at our southern border, migrants who are fleeing from oppressive conditions or political persecution or fear for their lives, they also will be turned away before they set foot on the ground that we stole from Mexicans and Native people. And after stealing it, we used people of color to build fortunes for the whites. And now we're saying to people of color, get the fuck out of here. Taken together, the six fascists on the U.S. Supreme Court signaled that anything the toilet rat does, and we knew this to be true, anything he does is okay. There's a couple of exceptions. But if the Supreme Court says that the toilet rat has the power to throw people out of the country, well, they agree. Six of them do anyway. Now, these six bastards on the Supreme Court in the coming days, I think Monday, they're going to be issuing more rulings that will decide how much more power to give this fucking Donald Trump. And they keep giving it to him. This is why the situation that we're in this country, the people of this country, even the dumb bastards who wear the red hats and MAGA, I believe in Jesus fucking Christ. Even those people don't realize how the noose is tightening around the necks of people in this country. The idea of freedom and democracy and the rule of law, it's being dissolved. So in the two rulings that were issued today, in one ruling, the six fascists on the court will now allow the Trump administration to end humanitarian protections. Humanitarian. Now, remember, these people can't vote in this country. The only reason they ruled this way, the six fascist, racist pigs on the Supreme Court, is because they are fascist, racist pigs. There is no other explanation. But these humanitarian protections have permitted hundreds of thousands of people from Haiti and Syria to live and work legally in this country. And the toilet rat has spent an enormous amount of time, because he's a fucking 5-year-old thumb-sucking baby in a man's bloated body. He's worked to push to terminate the program known as the Temporary Protected Status, TPS. This is part of his efforts to put into law his racist fucking white man bullshit. And this program was signed into law. First of all, it was created by Congress, bipartisan support during George Herbert Walker Bush's last few days last year, I guess, in office. And it was to provide temporary legal status to people whose home countries had been decimated by hurricanes, earthquakes, fascist leaders, uprisings, sickness, health issues, inability to take care of their families. So this temporary protected status was put together by Democrats and Republicans. So this Christian devil court, run by John Roberts in their 6-3 decision today, divided, of course, the way so many decisions is during the toilet rat's reign, how many times the court has divided 6-3. But it clears the path for the potential deportation now of 350,000 to 500,000 Haitians and over 6,000 Syrians. And it's going to have implications, this ruling, for TPS holders from about a dozen other countries. This is, I don't know how to react to this. I've said this so many times, haven't I? But the ability of this filthy pig Donald Trump to expel individuals who previously had protections are going to depend to some degree on whether they already have deportation orders pending. And in so many instances, these TPS holders have not received those kinds of orders. And those that can afford to hire an attorney will now have some ability to contest their removal from this country. And then in a separate decision regarding the same issue, that also split along the 6-3 fascist Christian fuckheads on one side, all 6 of them. God damn it, I'm so tired of these people. And 3 rational women on the other side. That's the 6-3 split. The court said that the toilet rat could turn away migrants seeking asylum along our southern border by physically preventing them from crossing into the United States as they're looking for protection from whatever persecution or prosecution or horror they're experiencing in their home countries. Physically, you have to give that some weight. Physically prevent people from setting foot on a country that we stole and then used people from Africa to develop for white folk. Physically preventing them. Does that mean? Of course it does. Up to and including if somebody's about to put their foot on this fucking American soil, that the border guard can shoot them dead? Of course it does. Physically preventing. It doesn't say physically preventing short of shooting them. Now that idea of physically preventing people from setting foot in this country, that had been stopped. There had been some sort of a court ruling that stopped that, and the toilet rat had asked the court to go ahead and revive that policy of shoot the fuckers, beat them up, kick them, throw the babies into the Rio Grande River so the mothers will swim after them and go away. It was called the turn back policy. And the government had stopped asylum seekers from setting foot on U.S. soil, where federal law would then have entitled them to try to claim asylum and receive protections. That was the law that had been in effect. And the sturdy racist pig Donald Trump wanted it thrown away, thrown out, gotten rid of, so the Supreme Court accommodated him this morning. Now, this coming Monday, these 6 fucking bastards on the court are expected to announce another batch of opinions. And the toilet rat has been anticipating, well, he doesn't know, this thumb-sucking fucker, he doesn't know if he's going to suffer defeat when the court rules on the legality of the toilet rat's effort to end birthright citizenship for U.S. babies born of illegal immigrants. I don't know. I just have a very sick feeling that these 6 fascist Christian fuckers on the Supreme Court are going to take that way, too, in order to accommodate this thumb-sucking Donald Trump. So the decision today by these 6 fascist Christians is a major, mind-blowing departure from this country's long history of providing refuge to immigrants escaping persecution and unsafe conditions. Both of the sides of my grandparents, my maternal and paternal grandparents, used that idea of escaping persecution and unsafe conditions to come to this country. One side came from Ireland because they were fucking starving to death. The other side came from Italy for the same reason, persecution. A lawyer representing the Syrians that are to be deported too said the court's decision had allowed the toilet rat to, quote, ignore a bedrock humanitarian protection that Congress, in bipartisan fashion, established 30 years ago to ensure that vulnerable refugees would not be subject to partisan whims. This attorney added, millions of people are at risk of being sent back to countries in crisis. End quote. And this filthy son of a bitch, Donald Trump, and the bastards who speak for him, they called the rulings a vindication of the toilet rat's filthy racism. Oh, I added that last part, of course. James Percival, a lawyer who should hang his head in shame, he works for the Department of Homeland Security. He put this on social media, quote, "The T in TPS stands for temporary. Yet many of these designations became de facto amnesty. This is a win for the rule of law and common sense." Oh, you fucking liar. No, it isn't. No, it isn't. And in the majority decision, which allows this ignorant bastard to strip deportation protections, Sammy the Fish Alito, that slimy bastard, said the federal law at issue prohibited courts from second-guessing an administration's determination. And Alito wrote, quote, "This text is clear, and its plain meaning is very broad." Now, the six devils on the Supreme Court rejected claims that the toilet rat was motivated to try to get this done by racial hostility toward Haitians. Of course, the three decent justices dissented, and it was Justice Elena Kagan who quoted extensively from the toilet rat's slimy comments about Haitians and immigrants. Let me share some of those with you. And Kagan wrote this into her dissent. She wrote this, quote, "The evidence they have offered includes statements," they being the attorneys who are representing the Haitians, representing people who are in this country on TPS. Anyway, Kagan wrote, "The evidence they have offered includes statements by the president so repellent and racially inflected that the majority," that would be the person arguing for the toilet rat, "declines to put them in print. Trump has said Haitians probably have AIDS. Haiti is a shithole country. Haitians are poisoning the blood of America. Haitian immigration is like a death wish for our country." Other statements resurfaced by Justice Kagan included when Trump confirmed at a rally in 2025 of the remarks he made during his first term. He said, quote, "Why is it we only take people from shithole countries like Haiti and Somalia? Why can't we have some people from Norway and Sweden?" And the difference, of course, is obvious. I don't have to explain it to you. And the pig, Justice Sammy the Fish Alito, had written in the majority opinion that none of Trump's or Kristi Noem's statements were, get this, overtly racial. They weren't, according to this son of a bitch, Sammy Alito. And he wrote also that opposing the temporary protective status or describing difficult conditions in Haiti didn't necessarily reflect racial bias. You fucking pig, you. Oh, my God, these people. Hi, Truth Seekers. Mike Malloy here. You know, the Progressive Voices Network brings you commercial-free commentary from today's leading progressive radio hosts and pundits, like me, Mike Malloy, 24 hours a day. I'm not your typical old guy from the 80s or the 90s talk radio host, and Progressive Voices is not your typical talk radio network. It's a listener-supported nonprofit with no corporate control whatsoever over our broadcast. So hosts like me, Mike Malloy, are free to rant and scream and carry on about whatever we like. We're often controversial, but we're never boring. Weeknights, 9 p.m. in the East, 6 p.m. in the West on the Progressive Voices Network. Always progressive, always on. I'm Mike Malloy. Keep it lit.